Share prices in NVIDIA have risen 200% in the last year, tripling in value. This massive growth in stock price is thanks to the boom in interest in AI technologies and has allowed NVIDIA to join the exclusive $1 trillion club, whilst giving their CEO a healthy net worth. It joins only 5 other companies with this valuation, and this growth is expected to continue, as some think NVIDIA can become the most valuable company in the world. So how did a company known for gaming GPUs grow so large and so quickly? And what lies ahead for NVIDIA? Let's find out. NVIDIA was founded in 1993 by current CEO Jensen Huang, a Taiwanese-American electrical engineer, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Priem. The plan in the beginning for NVIDIA was to use the video game industry, which was an emerging market with huge sales volume potential, to create powerful graphics components which could help solve many of the difficult computations involved in video games. Due to the success of early products such as the GeForce 256, NVIDIA was awarded a contract from Microsoft to develop graphics hardware for the upcoming Xbox games console. This success helped NVIDIA. Thanks to this contract, they were able to acquire many of their rivals, competitors, or others in the industry who were developing useful technology. In 2004, NVIDIA found themselves working on another games console, as they agreed to help Sony on a graphics processor for the upcoming PlayStation 3 console. Things were going quite smoothly for a new company, as they enjoyed their early success. However, they did encounter their fair share of problems along the way. NVIDIA and their main rival AMD were both subpoenaed by the US Department of Justice for possible violations of antitrust laws, and in 2008, NVIDIA became the subject of a class action lawsuit, claiming a variety of companies were affected by abnormally high failure rate in some of their GPUs and mobile chipsets. Now, NVIDIA eventually reached a settlement in 2010 for this lawsuit, in which they agreed to various forms of compensation to the affected parties. Nonetheless, NVIDIA had continued to develop successful products in gaming, automotives, and mobile electronics, and NVIDIA is still following the strategy of merging with others, and hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. In 2020, for example, it was reported that NVIDIA was attempting to buy ARM, the UK-based chip designer. And whilst this specific merger was unsuccessful due to regulatory scrutiny, NVIDIA has continued to work on ambitious projects such as Cambridge 1, which is the most powerful computer in the UK. This computer was built by NVIDIA and is designed to assist with healthcare systems using AI. Now, this doesn't explain the massive increase in stock price we've seen in NVIDIA in the past year or so. This huge boom in valuation is due to the huge interest in artificial intelligence, thanks in some parts to new applications such as ChatGPT, which took the internet by storm in 2022. Now, don't get me wrong, there was huge interest in artificial intelligence before ChatGPT. However, for many people, it was the first experience of a somewhat general intelligence AI, which could solve many tasks previously thought impossible for AI in a somewhat human manner. Asking ChatGPT to help with a coding problem or recommend some recipes to cook led to surprisingly good results. And this, for many people, was the catalyst to believing the AI hype. Now, it turns out, for most forms of artificial intelligence, you need to do a lot of calculations. These calculations can be additions, subtractions, multiplications, or divisions, and they can get a lot more complicated. However, any form of AI basically boils down to a bunch of simple arithmetic to train, test, and use these AI models. The training phase is used to adjust values we call weights, and once we reach values of weights we are happy with, i.e. they produce the smallest error, we then test the weights on unseen data to see if they can perform well. This involves millions of calculations, and when you have so many operations, it can take a long time to train and test AI models. This can cause a huge bottleneck for companies attempting to develop and deploy artificial intelligence. In 2006, researchers at Stanford University discovered that graphics processing units can perform these mathematical operations a lot faster than regular processing units. And as it turns out, NVIDIA's GPUs are incredibly effective for mathematical operations, and they're able to perform these operations much faster than rival processing chips. This speeds up the process of training and deploying artificial intelligence, and this makes companies choose NVIDIA chips when they are deploying and running their own AI systems. In 2012, for example, NVIDIA developed AlexNet, an AI tool which could classify images, and for this tool, NVIDIA used their own GPUs. In fact, they only used 2. And the training process for this AI only took a couple of days compared to the usual couple of months it would take with other chips. In the race to develop AI systems from companies such as Microsoft with their OpenAI and Google with Google DeepMind, speed matters. So these companies are going to need NVIDIA chips if they want to build the best AI systems and to build them faster than their competitors. This has led to a huge demand for NVIDIA graphics processing units, and in turn has led to a huge increase in stock price, revenue, and profit for NVIDIA. To put it into perspective, NVIDIA is estimated to hold 95% of all chips used in machine learning. ChatGPT alone used 10,000 GPUs from NVIDIA. With each chip costing about $10,000, you can quickly see how NVIDIA is making their money from AI. Despite NVIDIA's growth in recent times, there are a few areas of potential concern for the company. The recent increasing tensions between the USA and China, for example, could cause some issues for NVIDIA's technologies, which are considered advanced and are very likely to be put on an export control list. Joe Biden in September 2022 ordered NVIDIA to stop exporting their 2 most advanced chips, the A100 and the H100, to mainland China. Now, this doesn't affect the lower capability chips, which can still be sold to mainland China. However, these advanced chips are in huge demand for the boom in AI, so not being able to sell them will inevitably lead to a loss in revenue for NVIDIA. And in fact, NVIDIA predicts a loss of about $400 million per quarter if these Chinese companies do not decide to buy NVIDIA alternatives. It's important to put this into perspective, as NVIDIA generates over $26 billion of revenue annually. So this only amounts to a 1.5% hit quarterly to the revenue. However, these export controls could become a lot stricter if tensions between the world's 2 superpowers continue to deteriorate. So NVIDIA is in a stressful situation where more revenue could be lost if sanctions and tariffs were to increase, especially in a worst-case scenario with an invasion of Taiwan. Trade of advanced technology between the USA and China could be significantly reduced, and this in turn would of course have a negative impact on NVIDIA, who sees about $7 billion annually in revenue in China. Despite this, it's clear NVIDIA is in a dominant position in the market. No one else can produce the chips as well as they can, and many people see the chips as necessary when trying to build an AI application. In China, with the recent sanctions on high-end chips, there have even been reports of underground markets selling these chips for double the price than normally. This goes to show the extent people are willing to go to get their hands on these NVIDIA chips. They are essential for machine learning at large scales. Due to the factors mentioned in this video, many people expect NVIDIA's growth to continue, and many bull scenarios predict massive increases in revenue. Some predict doubling in the next few years, and it's clear to see why. They have a very dominant stronghold on the AI chip market, with nearly 88% of data center CPUs being from NVIDIA. On top of this, NVIDIA can benefit from other technology companies investing in AI. Companies such as Microsoft, Google, Amazon use NVIDIA for their cloud services. It's estimated that 97% of these companies' AI accelerator hardware deploy NVIDIA GPUs. So, with these facts in mind, I believe it probable that NVIDIA will continue to enjoy revenue and market share growth in the short term. In the medium to long term, several factors will determine if NVIDIA can prosper. Geopolitics and its ramifications, specifically the Taiwan situation, could hamper NVIDIA's ambitions, and any competitor catching up to NVIDIA could steal vital market share away from them. Though, until this happens, we can safely crown NVIDIA the kings of AI chips. Thank you.